Okay, I'm sat here with Rohit, who is the co-founder of Lifesight, which is a unified marketing measurements platform that helps big brands with incrementality testing, causal AI. We've been working together for, I think, around 6 months now, Rohit, maybe a little
Yeah,
bit
6 months.
longer. Yeah. So today we're just going to go over a little bit about where Rohit was before he engaged with us, some of the problems he had with content. Then we'll talk about his experience and what he would say to people maybe on the fence considering investing in content marketing. So yeah, I
Yeah.
would love to just start at the beginning, Rohit, before we started working together. Tell me about where you were with content marketing in the business. Were you doing anything? Was it a struggle? Just give me a high level overview of the experience.
Yeah. So, um, before we engaged with Content Army, basically we were doing some basic, social media kind of marketing, as well as then focusing a lot on SEO. But we all kind of recognized, came back to the drawing board and said, hey, thought leadership content is the way forward, right? It's the way to build authority as well as then ability to build awareness. But essentially, creating this high quality video in house is not an easy thing, right? Especially when it comes to strategizing what needs to go out to the market and what the audience needs to hear. And so we definitely needed well produced content, and we tested it a little bit in house as well here and there, but we couldn't get the same level of quality. And in essence, when we first spoke to you, we realized that you were able to kind of capture the essence of what we do in an authentic way, and in essence, it's something that can resonate with our audience as well, right? So that's when we decided to kind of take that leap to engage with the content agency, right? Yeah.
Yep, great to hear. And I think, a lot of people that we've worked with have tried to implement it in-house, like you said, and it seems quite easy, but I know even from my own content, it's actually very, very difficult to
Yeah.
build that discipline to consistently execute it. So that's a nice segue onto the next question. Actually, tell me about our service. Has it helped you with the strategy and consistency components? Would love to hear from you on that.
For sure, yeah. I think a big part of the offering is that um, I'm busy, right? Any busy founder would have their days full all the time, and basically taking this approach of just having one recording session a month and being able to then create multiple videos from it. That strategy itself I found to be a winner. And in essence, one of the biggest things that we found with Content Army is the fact that you immediately understood the market that we're in. So really understanding the subject itself and the topic that we're talking about is critical, I think, in order to really strategize how to ask the right questions to get that answer that people want to hear, right? And so that content positions us as they have this ability to position me as an expert, and to be able to stay kind of like relatable and engaging at the same time, right? So this interview style approach, in essence, I think is a great technique, and it basically gives us this chance to kind of tell our own story, but in a very specific way, right? So yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm so happy you touched on that point as well because I remember we
Hmm.
spoke a few months ago and I asked you what was most valuable. Was it the strategic component or was it the
Yeah,
creative output? And you said actually all the value for you was tied in the strategic components of eliciting the right questions to get to the right content answers and then the production off the back of that. And I think
for sure.
a lot of people just look at the output and go, oh, I can hire a video editor or get a copywriter, but actually it you need to feed the machine with the right inputs, and that's where we have to do our due diligence with the onboarding, your subject matter expertise, and then coming prepared to those questions. So
For
yeah, I'm
sure.
really, really happy that you brought that up.
Yeah, for sure.
And just to finish as well, because I know, even you had some skepticism, right? Because I think marketing in B2B context is changing massively. So when you first originally engaged us, and we have this objection from a lot of people is, should I invest in this versus other channels? What would your advice be to people who are on the fence?
I think it is a must for any person trying to put any person trying to build a brand in the market today. Video content is a compulsory thing. It's mandatory, and in essence, the if you want to position yourself as a thought leader, the content has to be professional and genuine and all of that, right? And produced well. And so that's why I would definitely recommend using Content Army, because the results speak for itself, right? We've seen a lot more engagement, a lot more organic, demo requests, and people essentially saying, "Hey, I saw you talking about this topic. I want to learn more about your products," and stuff like that. So you can never track it like exactly how much value it brings, but there's definitely a lot more, or a spike in organic requests for our solutions out there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic to hear. I'm happy as well you mentioned about the part of people commenting on seeing the content,
Yeah.
because I think we tend to put attribution into this black box. Like,
Yeah.
we talk about it all the time in our
I
interviews.
know.
Watch this, click this, results in this, whereas the
Yeah.
buyer journey is a lot more complex. And in
Yeah.
the case of, what we're doing together, people are probably coming from SEO and then watching 10 of your videos and then
Yeah.
canceling a demo request and then coming back because they've been convinced by more content. So I think that's super important for people
Yeah.
to consider. It's like the accumulation and compound impact of seeing your face and thought leadership over and
Exactly.
over and
That's
over
brand
again.
building 101, right? Brand awareness
Yep.
101. It's just that repeated thing. What we just mentioned about Alex Hormozy and Cody Sanchez
Yep.
and all, that nonstop. But I think one funny part is when I've also gone to demos or attended demos where the person, they didn't mention that they watched the videos, but just the questions they asked about very specific things and literally using the exact same language I used in my videos. It's almost like someone made some notes and asked them to ask me about it, but they didn't actually say that they saw my videos, right? So yeah, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fantastic to hear that. Well,
Yeah,
thank you really much for sharing your experiences. That was much appreciated. And I'll
no
speak to you
worries.
soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, Adam. Cheers.